Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today, we got more big Genshin news. Genshin recently drip marketed some of their new characters, and also revealed some of the new banners for the 4.0 Fontaine update. Today, we're going to be taking a look at those. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Also, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed, so really every single subscriber really does count. But without further ado though, let's go start looking at those new banners. Alrighty, if you guys don't already know, which you probably should if you've been keeping up with Genshin, the Fontaine update is coming out in a day. One day until Fontaine comes out. I believe it comes out Tuesday tomorrow, probably later in the day for my Eastern Standard Time friends. For people living on the other side of the world, it may come out a little bit earlier. But today we got some information for that update. Let's look into it a little bit. So the first thing we got here is the Lenny banner, which is going to include himself, of course. On top of that, it's going to include Bennett, Barbara, and Lynette, I believe the other character's name is. The second banner is going to include Yelan, of course, and then Bennett, Barbara, and Lynette, the same as the Lenny banner. As for my recommendations on whether to roll on this banner or not, I would say that the Yelan one is definitely worth it. Yelan is an amazing unit and can be used pretty universally. I personally am not the biggest fan of her. I'd rather use Cho, but that being said, she's still not a bad unit. I mean, you really can't go wrong with Yelan. She's a gigantic sub DPS and can really be used universally in a lot of team comps. On top of that, the 4 stars on the banner are like half and half. Bennett is of course the best 4-star in the entire game, without a doubt. So if you all are going to roll for Lenny or for Yelan, I'd recommend picking up a copy of him. Just never get his Constellation 6, trust me. As for the other two, Barbara is garbage. Let's just say it how it is. Nobody uses Barbara, point blank. And then Lynette, it's really hard to say. She honestly looks like a copy of Yelan from her trailer, but she may be good. She is an animo character, and everybody likes animo characters, because why wouldn't you? They can group together enemies, apply huge debuffs. Animos are usually all around great units. However, we are going to get a Lynette for free from reaching adventure rank 25. So if you are rolling on this banner just for the 4 stars, you really don't need to, considering you get 2 of these units for free. And then Bennett, honestly, you can probably get him on another banner. So don't just roll on this banner if you're rolling for the 4 stars. Try to just prioritize if you like the 5-star or not. For example, I probably won't roll on the banner. I'm not the biggest fan of Lenny. Again, his kit looks cool, but it just looks like another kind of bland pyro DPS kit in my opinion. But, you know, to each their own. If you like Lenny, then you know what? Go for him. So overall, I'd say only roll if you want the 5 stars. Do not roll for the 4 stars. They are not worth your time, except for Bennett. The next thing, which I think is pretty big, is going to be the weapon banner. This one has Aqua Simulacra and the First Great Magic, which are 2 great 5-star bows. On top of that, we actually have really good 4-star weapons on this banner, including things like the Favonius Lance, and then the Sacrificial Sword and the Sacrificial Bow, which are all really strong weapons, especially Favonius Lance. I really like on a lot of characters. It's really good on characters like Yao Yao, it's good on. Toma, it's good on. Candace, it's good on. Yunjin, it's good on. Really, it's a very universal weapon for most of the 4-star polearm units, so that's definitely a good pickup. On top of that, if you're able to get a Sacrificial Sword, I definitely recommend picking that one up, because this is an amazing weapon for characters like Cho, allowing them to proc their skill twice. So the 4 stars on this banner are really big value. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, it should go without saying. The weapon banner is inherently a scam, because you need to go to, what, 60, 70 pity 3 separate times to guarantee a 5-star. So if you are rolling just for one of the 5 stars, I don't recommend pulling for this. But overall, these are 2 great 5-star weapons. The Aqua Simulacra is an amazing crit damage stat stick weapon. The First Great Magic is actually another really good weapon, which is comparable to Aqua Simulacra. Here you can see that it has 66 crit damage as a substat. It also increases attack and, which I think is really big, increases movement speed. Movement speed can be somewhat useful in combat, but honestly, I just find it really useful in the overworld. So having that to like traverse the overworld could be really fun with certain characters. Honestly, overall, a very good value weapon banner, but obviously, I never recommend rolling on the weapon banner for free-to-plays or low spenders, because generally it's just not really worth it, because honestly most 5 stars can be comparable to what the 5 stars bring to the table. Now the last thing that Genshin Twitter put out today, which was pretty huge, was 2 new characters that are going to be coming in the 4.1 update. So not this update, but the one coming. The first character we're going to be looking at here is Nuvoleti. I don't know how to say that name. And why are there stars in between the letters? He is a Hydro character. He is called the Ordainer of Inexorable Judgment, the Ludex of Fontaine, name Nuvoleti. He looks awesome. A Hydro unit, which we haven't got in a while, I feel like. If I had to predict his weapon type, he kind of looks like I want to say a Catalyst user? Honestly, it's kind of hard to predict. I feel like he's a Catalyst user. He's one of the characters I was most excited about. His design is really cool. They have a lot of lore for Nuvoleti here, which I won't go over because it's really long. And honestly, I'm not much of a lore junkie in this game. But overall, I really do like his design, and I hope he's one of the better characters we're going to get this update. Next up is... Bro, these names are killing me. Rothesly. Rothesly is what we're going to call him. Title, the Emissary of Solitary Inquidity. He is the Lord of Fortress of Meropide. He is, of course, Cryovision, and his constellation is Cerberus, which I think is the 3-headed dog from the underworld, right? That's pretty sick. Oh, and he even has relations to the dog too with the ears. He looks like a furry. Ah, great. And he has, what is that, handcuffs on his hip? That's pretty awesome. Actually, I like this design even more. Is he gonna be from the underworld though? I don't know. I feel like he's gonna have some relation to Shesnaya, but it's kind of hard to say right now. His design though is really clean. I think this is one of my favorite male designs in the game. Maybe we'll actually make a new body type for this guy, because honestly, he looks too awesome to not have a new body type. Like, bro, look how dirty they did my man Arataki Ito. Surely we'll get a new body type soon enough. If I had to predict what weapon he's going to use, I would probably say... I think he's going to be Claymore, if I had to guess. I'm going to say Claymore. That's my prediction. Don't know as of yet, though. He looks freaking awesome. I hope he is awesome. But honestly, with all these new updates, it's hard to say how good these new Genshin characters will be. But he's clean, he's cool, and hopefully he's good too. But honestly, all we can really do for these kits is pray that they are good, because we do not know them as of right now. But with that all being said, that is everything new that Genshin drip marketed today and showed off. Anyways, guys, that's all for me today, keeping you up with the Genshin news. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing or leave a like down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.